Hello, my name is Jesse Abelman and I teach at Drisha. This week's Parsha is Parashat Vayeira. So the Parsha begins with a story that most of us probably know. God appears to Abraham at his tent. Immediately afterwards, three men, who are actually angels, show up to tell Abraham that his wife will soon give birth. Immediately after that, God tells Abraham about the imminent destruction of Sodom, and the angels go on their way, one of them to destroy Sodom. So that's the story. But as we'll see in a second, from the immediate beginning of the Parsha, the story doesn't actually flow as smoothly as that. So the Parsha begins, Vayeira elav Adonai be'elonei mamre v'hu yoshev petach ha'ol k'chom hayom v'yisa inav vayar v'hinei shlosha nashim. The Lord appeared to him by the terebinths of Mamre. He was sitting at the entrance of the tent as the day grew hot. Looking up, he saw three men standing near him. So God comes to visit him, and then right away, God's messengers show up. We know nothing about the visit. We know nothing about, did God leave? Is he still there? Is he interrupted? So in order to address this incongruity, our Mefarshim tell us different things. Rashi treats it as it sounds, as an interruption. God comes to visit Abraham, who has been ill, recovering from his circumcision, and then immediately these three men, who are God's messengers, show up. Break, right? Abraham has to distance himself from God in order to deal with these messengers. God then breaks in to his visit with the messengers in order to tell him about Sodom. And they have an argument, at which point the angels then go on their way. Rashbam has a different approach, one that smooths over these rough patches in the story. He says that first line, God appeared to Abraham, is actually an introductory sentence. It tells us what's about to happen in the story. At which point, three angels appear. This is God's visit. The appearance of the angels is enacting what the introduction told us would happen. And then, later on, when Abraham has his argument with God about Sodom, he's actually talking to one of the angels, right? So it's all one smooth story with no breaks, an introduction, followed by a story of a visit with God. So I think that these two approaches to this story can present two different ways of seeing how God interacts with people in the world. Sometimes there are moments when we feel that God has intruded into our lives, that God leaps out of some moment, some interaction with nature perhaps, or perhaps we really do feel in a moment of prayer that God has come down and interceded for us, or in a moment of danger. The other approach is trying to find God in the natural, in the smooth, normal proceedings of life. God appearing in the cracks and fissures and small areas where we can't always see him, but he's there and he's helping us, and our job is to try and find him there. God exists in the world as we know it, as we feel it, and even though we don't directly feel his intercession in our lives, we can find him there if we look. So I hope that this Shabbos we can all try and find God in our lives, whether interceding directly in a powerful way or in the smooth, natural flow of your life. Shabbat Shalom.